Greetings, Keishlings. Keishram here with my live reaction of Kingdom, Chapter 801. Alright, Shuhei Kun locked away in his manor for about a week with a grand stratagem. What what will it be? We know one of its three pillars, the family registry. Uh, I think I theorized, not strategized. I ain't strategizing. Theorizing that like one of them could have been like a what was it? Crap, I don't even remember what I said about it last. um, it's been more than a week because I'm a little behind. Let's see here. The first military reform is to create a family register. What on earth are you even? So basically, the draft again. The truth is, we at the Imperial Court don't have a full grasp of the details in the entire country, be it the countless villages that are too distant from major cities or castles, or the stateless lands populated by vagrants within our territory. There are many locations of which Kanyu's knowledge is dubious at best. As a result, the total number of people living in those places could in reality be very different from what the royal court assumes. You have a point. The population details of the entire single region depends entirely on the reports given by each regional lord. So our information accuracy varies greatly depending on each lord's personality. Excuse me. And that's why, instead of leaving it to all the different lords, the royal court should be in charge of accurately mapping out the details of the entire country. We need to get an accurate grasp of how many men and women are lying in this country, as well as their age, every single one of them. What? Every single person living in this country? Ridiculous. There's no way we could even possibly do such a thing. It would be, good lord. Every time I go to read, I didn't even eat anything, which normally causes this, but I'm like, God, coughing. My worst nightmare. For videos. It would maybe be possible if we were talking about the population within cities and castles, but do you seriously expect the royal court to send men to every single remote mountain village and even to map out the population of the stateless lands? I do. Oh, they're married. He's quite married to the idea. That's absurd. It would require an unimaginable amount of heavy work. If we don't do it, then the first reform will never come to pass. Wait a second, Shohei-kun? Just a few moments ago you said they were military reforms. Why are you suddenly talking about creating a family register? What do you propose in internal administration? Wouldn't that be domestic affairs? Now that's not the time to be focusing on that sort of thing. Shohei-kun. So, you plan on getting back to the army we lost? What? That is correct. What? If we can create a family register encompassing the entire country, then the royal court will be able to know exactly where and how many adult men we have at our disposal. So basically, they'd be able to recreate their army in a moment's notice, essentially. What? In other words, if we send the order for this is literally just freaking Mulan now. An order to every adult man in this country to be drafted to war without leaving a single one out, then we will once again be able to create a large force. Oh, come on, Shobun-kun. You should know how this works. He's still like freaking delusional on like how this is to work, but it's like it's theoretically possible. What are you to even entertain the idea of drafting every single man in the entire country? I don't think he plans on that. I mean, you would obviously need like people left behind for agricultural affairs as well. I mean, you gotta feed your people plus feed your army. But knowing that you have this, like a renewable resource, well, not renewable, but like say you have to send out another wave of soldiers in the middle of a war because say the Haitian unit, for instance, lost, say, 3,000 men, you could then send at least a somewhat trained group of 3,000 to replenish their army to continue on in the war effort. But, are you seriously saying that we should just send everyone to war, even if they're farmers or craftsmen? If we even try to do something like that, we'll have riots in every region. Shoheiku, if we stick to the usual methods, then we won't ever recover from this. If we don't first focus on creating a force of 300,000 men in at least half a year, then Ken will not be able to take even a single step towards recovery. 300,000? If we truly intend on getting back up, then we must involve everyone, regardless of rank or status, including those who have just been watching the war unfold so far. There is no path other than to have the entirety of Kim fighting as one to take down the other countries. This is madness. The court exercising its power over the entire country to such a harsh extent. That's materialism, militarism to an extreme. There's no way the people will be with us on this. We force them, and naturally there will be hefty wages for dispatched soldiers, but we should also punish all those who resist against their, including their families as accomplices. Oh God. Shohei-kun, if we do something like that, the people will resist, or resent the court. They will resent our king. I don't care. Oh shit. Say has said it. I'm the king of blood who's trying to destroy 6 countries. Okay, so now this is the birth of, like, the darkness that is supposedly going to unfold for his character. From the very beginning, I was ready to be regarded as a tyrant by the people, both in and outside of this country. There's only one thing that bothers or matters right now, and that is not letting the path to China's unification disappear. This path will surely bring suffering to the whole of China, including Qin. But in order to arrive at a new... I said achieve. Why? I'm stupid. Arrive at a new world that knows no wars, Ken has to make sure to keep walking forward, no matter what happens. Your Highness. Shobun-kun, summon Rishi, Shishi, and Fukyo, and start preparations immediately. Not only do we have no idea how many villages are entirely unaccounted for, but we also have a plenty of lands near the front lines that belong to another country until just now. Yeah, it would be hard to categorize new gained lands as well. Categorizing the population of all these regions will be a monumental task. Mobilize every single civil officer. See it done no matter what. I'm counting on you, Shobun-kun. Yes, understood. Then we move on. Okay, second pillar time? No. Shohei-kun, we will build the first pillar. Tell me, what is the second pillar? The second pillar is a reform of the military structure. In the last 2 years, we have lost 2 great generals. General Konki and 6th Great General Osen has suffered a major defeat. Meaning that we are now short 2 pieces who are capable of exerting their might leading vast armies. And because of that, we should increase the rank of a certain few generals to one that is... Oh my god. Is Shin gonna get, like, special general rankings? Certain few generals to ones that are just shy of great general. Increase to a scope of their armies. Or increase the scope of their armies and have them fight from now on to serving pivotal roles in Kin's grand strategy against the other countries, along with the responsibilities that entails. He wasn't expecting that. They're both dumbfounded for that one. these certain few generals are. Shohei-kun. Your Highness, I'm certain that I don't need to tell you to whom I speak. The monster trio! Back in the palace. But what? We're being promoted to generals above generals? So that means we're becoming great No, that would be too much of a leap even for us. You mean we'll be leading larger forces? I'm turning both the Gyokuho and Gakuka into 50,000 men armies and having you Wait, why didn't you mention Haishin unit? Is it about to become 100 man? Oh my god, if it's 100 man. Or 100,000 men. So, yeah, you're getting demoted back to your, like, first division. And having you each defend Rakushi and Koto, respectively. 50,000? With the new scope of your forces in mind, I will also be promoting the following commanders in your army. In the Gyokuho, Kanyu and Akukin to generals. Oh. That. Oh my god, is In going to become a general? Along with Gyokai? They only seem to be promoting 2 people per individual unit, so. And then the Gakuka, Isen and Rikushin to generals. Why hasn't the Aishin unit been mentioned at all? So the Gakuka at Koto and the Gyokuho at Rakushi. Teacher, could it be that the target is... I'm not sure who... Hey, what about me? What about the Haishin unit? Shohei-kun! Yes, what is it? It's weird that he hasn't mentioned him, but he's there for a reason, right? So is he either getting not the same status, or is he getting even above status? A larger army? I don't know. We have suffered 2... Oh my god. If he's talking about the frickin'... is he getting promoted to, like, interim... the empty position that Konki left? We have lost 6th Great General Konki, and to take responsibility for his loss of the commanding general, Osen had no choice but to step down. So there's 2 spots. As a country that aims to unify China, Ken has all but fallen into a place from which we can never recover. We have 2 years to make sure that we return to our path, no matter what. 2 years? Yeah, that's when they're, or is it? I'm not exactly sure. We're talking about like a 15-year plan, or was it a 5-year plan? If we fail, then our fight is over. Why 2 years? Is that when one of their alliances ends? I already know full well you're in a tough position. That's why we were called here in the first place. Just cut to the chase, Shohei-kun. What should the Haishin unit do? Just like these 2 here, just tell me where I should go to defend. No matter how... They're defending, you're attacking. You're the spear point of the next invasion, aren't you? No matter how bloody, leave it to me. Shin, technically neither the Gakuka nor the Gyokuho are defending. You idiot. We're going to be blocking reinforcements from Wei and Zhao. What? Blocking reinforcements? To where? We move next year. Okay, so it's Wei and Zhao. I think Yan is too far. Is it? Are they going for Han? I really need to always keep a map. The Haishin unit is now a 60,000 man army. You got a bigger army than them. And with that, I am promoting Kyokai to general. And promoting both Sosue an end to 5,000 man commanders. Oh, you only got one new general, though. Kyokai to general? And the Haishin unit will be join with To's army to 100,000 men. Or of 100,000 men. And use the time being brought by the Gyokuho and the Gakuka, stopping Wei and Zhao reinforcements to destroy Han. Yes, I was like, I'm trying to visualize the map. Han is a small one, so that's probably why they think that's probably their best bet. Wei would have been probably the next choice because Zhao is obviously in the mix as well, but they've lost to Zhao twice, so yeah, might as well get in a victory somewhere else. What? With just the Cho army and the Haishin unit? We're to destroy Han? Yeah, so 160,000 is going to be taking on a whole nation of an unknown quantity of people. Like, Han is small, but they are the strategic, like, spy masters. They are the nation of intellect and intelligence. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. But, oh, I missed something on the side. Shohei-kun gives out the orders for the grand strategy, of which everything rests upon. The Haishin unit and an army composed of 160,000 men towards Han's subjugation. Okay, so, like, this is a little more than I thought it was going to be. Like us learning what the second pillar was. Interesting. Like, promoting our monster trio to not great general status, but let's call it high general status, for a better term than general above general, but that's just me. So I'm not really sure like how this is going to go. Like, you've got two of them. They're going to be the defenders fighting off against two other complete nations. Any reinforcements that may occur. While Shin and To will be leading the fight against their real target. This is going to be quite the bloody melee, I can imagine, because if anybody gets through, they're going to have, like, possibly two nations at their tail. They're going to be facing one, so it's going to be the triangle of freaking destruction for Ken, if that is to play out that way. Because, like, the way treaty is, I think it's all but over at this point, so that's why they were going to go. Actually, they should have started it, but I guess they don't have the time. Like, I think it was only 6 months away, if I remember right. So, like, they don't really have the time to amass all of this, get the war going. You know, they've got supplies, they've got men, they're trying to get the registry all dealt with. That's probably going to not happen, obviously, this go around. That's why he's, like, trying to get it all done in the next 2 years. But what are they going to do after Han? Like, are they going to go for Wei? Because, I mean, there won't be an ally at that point. Zhao is off the table for now. I imagine that's going to be one of the last nations to be tackled. Because Chu, I imagine, will probably be the biggest one to deal with. You know, because it's the largest land mass and presumably the largest population. Ken is, or Ki, is an ally, but it's also the furthest away, so that one's going to be late game as well, because you want to get rid of all your enemies that stand in your way before you get there, so then you don't have someone, coming at the rear, destroying all of your ambitions, which is kind of what the whole Han thing is going on right now. And then Yan is near Key, so, like, that one's another one that's probably going to be far away. So yeah, I imagine it's probably gonna play out like they deal with Han, then they'll probably take out Wei, then they'll go for Yan, because then it'll just be Zhao at that point, in that general area. Then they'll either Key might just like fucking fold at that point because it's like the smallest nation or the second smallest nation, and with its you know alliance with Kin and everything, the king may just abdicate and be like, "Hey, you, bye. I'm just gonna go, you know, deal with my retirement." Then they go for Chew, and then finally they come back with all their new resources and finally just bash Roboku for one final do. I think that's how it's gonna go. I could be wrong though. I don't know. But yeah, Han made sense as the next target, but I'm a little surprised. Like, was this? Did Say have any like influence on this plan of Shin becoming like this slightly larger armor army? But I said armor, and then what I wanted to say army. Um, to becoming joined up with Toe for this new campaign. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if he did. Shohei-kun might have already saw that. Like, when it comes to the Haishin unit, they are definitely a more mobile attacker unit, so it makes more sense. The other two, you could definitely see them in a more defensive, offensive strategy. But Shin has always been like a tip of the spear kind of guy, so it makes sense he would be, I guess, chosen for this. But yay, a temporary promotion, but a promotion nonetheless. So, but I've blathered on long enough. Let me know your own thoughts and opinions. Anything I missed, misunderstood, please let me know down below. Check out my other content. Links down below for all my socials. Part of the One Punch Man podcast on Grim Reaper's channel. Go check it out. And as always, later days. Until next time, Quiche-lings. Shin is a better general now. He's a high general. Yeah. He's smoking weed.